Futuro de los verbos regulares. That's what you can title these notes. This is the future tense, which is used to tell what will take place in the future. The endings come from a verb that we've studied recently, the verb haber. In English, we typically just add the word will in front of the verb, just like in this presentation. Will take place. That's how we form the future. In Spanish, however, they use similar endings to the ones that we've just learned for the present perfect. Has, ha, hemos, es, han. Even though we're used to taking off the AR, ER, or IR on the end of verbs, for the future tense, you leave it there. So, notice how in the yo form, all we did to the verb was just add an E with an accent. We don't even have to take off the AR, ER, or IR. You just tack on the ending to the end of the verb. So be sure to copy these endings down. The other good news with this verb tense is the endings are all identical for AR, ER, and IR verbs. They're all the same. So pause the video, go ahead and copy down the endings really fast, and then we will pronounce them together. Okay, let's go ahead and pronounce the endings. Estudiaré, estudiarás, estudiará, estudiaremos, estudiaréis, estudiarán. So as long as you can remember that the only ending that does not have an accent is the nosotros form, you should be okay. The rest of them, they do have accents, so just keep that in mind. Here are a couple examples. Feel free to write these down. Algún día él irá a la América del Sur. Someday he will go, because of our ending, it's will go, the future, to South America. Visitará Perú y otros países. Now, let's talk a minute about the uses of the future. I just explained how it is the equivalent to will in English. We say, I will do something, he will do something. In Spanish, though, we've learned something already that is used a lot more frequently. It's the ir, a, and the infinitive. When you say things like, voy a salir mañana. I am going to leave tomorrow. This structure is a lot more popular to express something that's going to happen in the future. Salgo mañana, that would just be I leave tomorrow. This would be I am going to leave tomorrow. So that's the difference there. Ellos van a volver en 2 meses. They are going to return in 2 months. Versus ellos vuelven en 2 meses. So here you're just looking at the ir, the verb ir, to go, plus an a, and then an infinitive, versus just the present tense. Just some examples. So you don't have to use the future tense all the time when you want to talk about what's happening in the future. You can use something we've already learned. But here's yet another use for the future that might be kind of tricky to get your mind wrapped around. It can be used to express what is called future of probability. And here are some examples. ¿Cuántos años tendrá él? How old can he be? It's kind of like you're pondering what the probability of something is. I wonder, how old could he be? So they use the future tense for that in Español also. Here's another example. ¿Qué hora será? This person is asking, what time can it be? Serán las 12. It must be about 11 o'clock. So, a quick recap of what we just covered in this video. the future tense in Spanish. It's used for two different things. Number one, to say what will happen in the future. Just like in English, we add will to a verb. Will study, will read. In Spanish, we just add the endings that you copied. Number two, we use the future tense in Spanish to say what could happen or what might happen. Be sure to jot down any questions about this video that you have, and we can address them in class tomorrow.